Hi everyone, I'm Reading with Jack and today I'm here to discuss five of the classics that I would like to read in 2015. One of my goals this year is to read at least 5 classics, so I felt like doing a video would be really fun, and it's probably something that's actually going to force me to read these books. Even though I am very excited to read them, I sometimes procrastinate with classics, so by talking about them today, hopefully I will read them. The first 2 classics that I'd like to read are ones that I already have, so I'm probably going to read these first just to get them out of the way. And the first one of them is The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I believe this was written in 1951. This is a very controversial classic, in fact, and that is why I want to read it. I like controversial books. The reason why it's controversial is because of the main character, Holden. Some people love him and other people hate him, and for me, characters are so important in books. So if I don't like him, it's probably going to ruin the book, but if I like him, I'm probably going to love the book. So who knows how it's going to go. I kind of love the idea of it being quite unpredictable in terms of I don't know if I'm going to love it, I don't know if I'm going to hate it, or just feel quite neutral about it. Hopefully I will enjoy this book because I am really interested in the themes of alienation, identity, belonging, loss, all of these things that teenagers sometimes deal with. I think it's quite interesting to read about, so hopefully this should be a good classic. The second classic I'd like to read is in beautiful Penguin English Library Edition form, because how could I not? It is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I actually got this for my birthday in August. I got The Catcher in the Rye as well, actually, so these are both birthday books that I still haven't yet read, and obviously I want to read them, and this one is a Bill Dungerman. I know when I read Jane Eyre, that was a coming-of-age classic, and I loved that, and although this is going to be quite different, I still feel like it might have the same kind of structure that I really enjoyed in that one, so hopefully this will be a good book. And I do think Charles Dickens is a very talented writer. The way he describes everything, the way he characterises everything, it's so precise and detailed, and you know, this just sounds really good. It's always been one of his that I've wanted to read. I don't know, it just kind of caught my attention, maybe because of the coming-of-age nature of it or something. It just sounds fantastic. The final 3 classics are ones that I haven't yet bought, but I'm hopefully going to buy them at some point because obviously I need new books. Obviously, I already have about 100 on my to-be-read pile. Anyway, the first one of them is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper, which is a very, very big famous American classic. I think out of all of the classics that I'd like to read this year, this is probably going to be one of the most thought-provoking ones. It sounds really moving and really emotional. It deals with themes of good and evil, innocence, race and religion, and all the prejudice that comes with this. It definitely sounds very thought-provoking, and I'm really excited to get around to it. The 4th classic that I'd like to read is Northanger, Abbey by Jane Austen. Jane Austen is a classic writer that I've not yet explored, and I kind of want to read something by her. Because she's so famous and because she's published so many books, I just feel like I should read something by her, and this is the one that has always caught my eye for various reasons, actually, and I'm looking down because I found some notes about it that make it sound fantastic. It says Northanger Abbey is largely a novel about novels and about reading habits. Perfect for me. This book has an odd sort of self-awareness itself as a novel, and the narrator often steps back from the story she's telling to consider it as a story. Apparently it also talks about disastrous effects of certain kinds of reading habits, so that sounds quite interesting, and obviously the themes that come with that, language and communication, literature, reading, all of these themes that as a bookish person I love reading about. There's also quite a lot of themes about society and class, which is always quite interesting. That always appears quite a lot in classics, and what I really like about that theme is it's so different depending on the different author, when they were born, when they were writing their novels, how the society was different depending on the era, so I'm really excited for that. The final classic that I'd like to read is another Penguin English Library Edition, and actually I just need to say something about Penguin English Library Editions. They are changing, and they're not changing for a good reason. Honestly, no. They are changing because they usually have soft covers, and now not all of them do. When I went into Waterstones last time, some of them were soft, but some of them had just turned into normal books. And Penguin English Library Editions are not meant to be normal books, they're meant to be things of beauty. I don't want them to change, I'm just saying. So the final one is Dracula by Bram Stoker, and I'm hoping to read this around Halloween time. I feel like it's got that kind of Halloween gothic feel to it that would be really appropriate for that time of year. It's definitely one of the most, if not the most famous vampire novels out there, so I think it's going to be quite nice to read because vampires are sometimes portrayed in very different ways in different books. Sometimes they're all sparkly and nice, and that's not really what they're meant to be. I think in Dracula they're going to be dark, gruesome and horrible, and that is what I want to read about. I was actually reading about some of the themes that this book has, and it really seems to kind of be quite different to other classics. It's got themes of technology and modernisation, good versus evil, which is always something I like reading about, and gender as well. I think they're definitely going to be very intriguing themes, and definitely themes that I want to explore because they're different to the other classics, and that's very exciting. So everyone, those are 5 of the classics that I'd like to read in 2015. Hopefully I will read more, but those are the minimum ones that I want to read. Please let me know down below in the comments if you've read any of them, or if you're planning to read them. Maybe if you want to read them in 2015, we could read them along together. That sounds fun, if you want to do it. Anyway, thank you for watching everyone, and I will see you all again in my next video.